Hey, friends, welcome to another Dr. Sev Talks Money YouTube and podcast. Today, we are answering the question, which financial professional do I need? We all need help with our finances at one point or another. So it really helps to know who to go to and why. There's a lot of alphabet soup out there. We see all kinds of letters behind people's names. But this session is designed to get you away from the alphabet soup and more about the functions that these roles perform. So, what we're going to do is first review each of the four categories that I'm exploring today, which are financial counselor, financial therapist, financial coach, and financial planner. And I'm going to talk about the roles and services they provide. I mentioned some certifications and accreditations, but just know that this list is not all encompassing. We'll talk also about the fact that within these categories, there are different certifications. And then we're going to look at some sample scenarios to determine who would best serve these clients and why. Also, consider that as I discuss each of the professions, just remember that the question that drives you or that should drive you as you choose is, what are my needs? What are my financial goals? And who provides services to be able to, who provides services to meet those needs? So, what are my needs? What are my financial goals? And who provides services to meet those needs? Not so much the credentials, but who provide the services. And we'll talk some more about some of the questions to ask as you look at each of these professions. So I want to start with the financial counselor. And I'm starting with that one because that is my role. A financial counselor helps clients with the fundamental areas of personal finance, the basics of personal finance. They help to set financial goals, help you create financial plans around the basics, like budgeting, saving money, debt management, that sort of thing. They help you improve your money management skills. They use, they provide education, guidance, and support in those areas, such as budgeting again, saving money, debt management. For example, foreclosures. Do you have a foreclosure pending? They'll be able to help you maybe look at your debt and see some of the and make suggestions about some of the things that you can do to help manage that debt. Are you in bankruptcy or are you thinking of filing for bankruptcy? Those are some of the things that a financial counselor can help with. Wage garnishments, delinquent debt, student loans. They can help you look at your debt and create a plan, help you create a plan to manage your debt. A financial counselor also help you again with setting financial goals. Housing counseling. Are you thinking of purchasing a house? A financial counselor can help you look at your ratios, help you look at your credit, help you look at all of your numbers to be able to get you on the road to purchasing that house. Or if you're in a house and you are struggling to pay, a financial counselor can help you with looking at your numbers to help you be able to pay for that house. A financial counselor also helps with credit management, where they help you understand credit products like credit scores, credit reports. They help you understand, credit cards, help you understand those, educate you on how to best manage those vehicles. A financial counselor also help with investment basics, help you educate you on what is a 401k, what are the pros and cons, what is an IRA, what are the pros and cons, help you understand the difference between a traditional and a Roth IRA, what is a 403b, all those things. A financial counselor can help educate you and give you the information that you need to go on to a financial planner to help you set up those things. And we're going to talk about a financial planner and that role also. A financial counselor also provides tax education to help you understand the difference between a tax credit and a tax deduction. A financial counselor also provides job counseling. So let's say you got maybe 3 job offers and one is say $60,000, the other is 65,000, the other, and the third is maybe 50,000. You may say, well, I want to take the 65,000 one. Hold up. Maybe you don't want to do that. A counselor is going to help you look at all of the benefits, put some numerical value to those benefits so you can see the total package and determine, is this the best overall financial outcome? Which one is going to give me the best, put me in the best financial position? So those are some of the things. Again, we provide education, guidance, and support in the areas of budgeting, saving money, debt management, credit management, financial goals, housing counseling, investment basics, tax education, job counseling, and some other things. Now, here's some things to consider. Within the role of a financial counselor, you may have a financial counselor who is also certified specifically in the area of credit. You may have a financial counselor who is certified specifically in the area of housing counseling. So again, I don't want you to focus so much on the letters, but the role these professions play. So again, a financial counselor can serve you in those areas, but you may have ones that are specialized in certain areas, like bankruptcy, like Social Security. They may be specialized in those areas. So, how is a financial counselor determined? A financial counselor is accredited through the Association for Financial Counseling and Planning Education. Actually, they're the issuing organization for this accreditation. And the certifying agency is the National Commission for Certifying Agencies. Now, think about it like this. In colleges, you have a college that's certified. I mean, that's accredited. There's an organization that looks at their process, look at their programs, and then give them an accreditation. That is the National Commission for Certifying Agencies. There are two agencies that provide accreditation and certification for financial professionals. And the accredited financial counselor is the organization that certifies. That accreditation is the National Commission for Certifying Agencies. And then you think about within the college, there are programs that you get certificates for, right? So those credit scores, people who are certified as housing counselors, who are certified in debt management, money management, think of them as the certificates within the college. So you have the accredited organization, which is a college, and then the certificates are within the different certificates in specialties or the certification like the college degree. I hope I didn't confuse you. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat. And the real goal of a financial counselor is to create and maintain healthy financial habits. We are wanting to work ourselves out of a job. We don't want a permanent job when we work with you. The goal, again, is to create and help you create and maintain healthy financial habits so that you are on your way to practicing good financial habits. We want to work ourselves out of a job. We don't want to work with you for years and years and years. We want to work with you when you have those emergencies or those issues that come up where you need to figure out how to buy this house. You need to figure out how to get this job. You need to figure out how to manage a debt or how to manage a letter that you get from a creditor about collection. We help you figure out, okay, how do you respond to this letter? Because that debt may be out of statute. So we will have that knowledge and that guide. We provide that guidance so you can manage those kinds of things. In order to be accredited, if an accredited financial counselor has to have 1,000 experience hours, and they have to sign a code of ethics and pass a rigorous 3-hour exam. So that is how someone becomes an accredited financial counselor. So they're going through a lot of education, they're going through a lot of experience, practical experience, and they're having to sign a code of ethics and pass this exam. So when you see someone who says they're an accredited financial counselor, you know that they have gone through some things to get this accreditation. And so you can trust that that person has the information or the knowledge to serve you. I would like for you to consider looking at this website, and it's called FINRA, FINRA.org. This website, you can go on there and you can do some research. There are a lot of different organizations that's listed on there. And if you are talking to a professional and they have a letter behind their name and you're wanting to know more about it, you can go to this website, FINRA, FINRA.org. And I have that in the notes in YouTube and also in the notes. I'm going to have it in the notes in the podcast. You can go to FINRA.org and you can learn about these organizations. How do these people get this accreditation behind their name? Because I'm going to talk about in the planner, there are some people that take tests to sell you products, and you got to be wary of that. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. So before I move to the next one, I'm going to look at the comments. And Dr. Audrey is saying, yes, this is a really great topic. Thank you, Dr. Audrey. And Dr. Chandra Parks is saying, good information. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or any comments or regarding the topics as we go through, because again, I don't want you to focus on the letters. I want you to focus on what is it that I need. If I need to pay down debt, who do I talk to? It's not about the letters. It's about how are they qualified to serve you. And so I want you to understand that. And thanks, Catherine, for putting the website in the chat, finra.org. So let's move on to the next one, which is a financial coach. Now, I want you to think about the financial coach, a football coach analogy. The football coach gives you all the plays, give the players all the plays, and then they send them in the game. They're not coaching them in the game. They give them the plays, and on game day, the players execute those plays. So think of a financial coach in that way. There are many certifications in the financial coaching industry. I could be here all day talking about those certifications and those letters, but I want you to focus more on the role of the financial coach, because this industry is a fairly new industry and unfortunately, it's not a regulated industry. So anybody can say they're a financial coach. And some people do. So we want to make sure that if you're thinking of a financial coach, some of the things that you want to consider. There's one program that I know that complements the AFC certification, the Accredited Financial Counselor certification, and that is the Financial Fitness Coach program, which is offered through Sage Financial Solutions. As I said before, the financial coach is very similar to the financial counselor, except in their focus. A coach is going to work with you to empower you. And typically, a coach will work with you on a longer term basis, where a financial counselor will work with you when you are having a crisis in an area. You are needing to do a budget so you can buy your house. You're needing to pay off some debt. A financial counselor can work with you in those areas. But once you're stabilized, a financial coach is there to empower you and to counsel you and to guide you so you can, for a longer term basis, so that you are able to become more stabilized in your financial life. We have people who have paid off large sums of money who call themselves financial coaches. One of the problems with that is they're coaching people using the method they used to pay off their debt rather than learned techniques and strategies. They're telling instead of guiding. A financial coach guides. A financial coach does not tell you what to do. And these people have paid off huge amounts of debt. Kudos to them. That's wonderful. Spread the knowledge. But be careful about calling yourself a financial coach if this is what you're doing, because you're saying, this is what I did. I worked 2 jobs. I did, all these other things. And these are the things I'm coaching you to do, without considering the client's ability to pay, the client's mental abilities, the client's financial abilities. They're just telling you the things they use, and they're coaching you on those methodologies in order to get out of debt. And that is very risky because people get discouraged because that system doesn't work for them because they're not in the same position. Whereas a coach, a certified financial coach or certified or accredited counselor is trained to look at your overall picture. They're not just, when you come to them with a budget and say, I want a budget, they're not just going to create a budget. They're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to find out exactly what is it that you really need based on your answers, based on your responses. And they're going to respect and honor the things that you want to achieve, because there's somebody who may want to be a tither. Like I'm a tither. So I had a coach who told me, you need to not tithe and pay off your debt. And that did not sit well with me, because you have to look at the values of the person that you're coaching. You have to look at the values of the person that you're counseling in order to make a decision or to help them make a decision around their money. You can't just do that in isolation. You can't just say, okay, you need a budget, I'm going to make you a budget, in isolation without considering all the values and the things that that person want to achieve. Is this person somebody who is sending money to their family? You can't ignore that. You have to figure out, how can I work this in their budget, in their plan? So I'm honoring their values. I'm honoring what it is they want to achieve and still get them to where they need to go. And so that's the danger of people who, again, have just paid off debt or whatever, or read a book, and then all of a sudden they're a financial coach without being trained. It's not about telling, it's about guiding, it's about supporting, and it's about getting out of that client the very best that, getting them to where they need to go using the things that they desire and their values. Okay, I hope that makes sense before I go on to the next one. All right, so let's look at now at the financial planner. A financial planner's role, where a counselor and a coach, and we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that a lot of these overlap, which is perfectly fine, because the more the person is trained to help you, the better they are, the better you'll be, the better off you'll be, because then they can look at your numbers and they can look at your goals from different angles. So a financial planner helps clients build wealth. They are more focused on investment advice, investment strategies, retirement planning, estate planning, risk management, tax planning, that sort of thing. They're more focused on looking at your overall long-term financial planning. This was my first experience with the financial industry many, many years ago. A financial planner helped me put together it was a huge package that I don't think I even looked at it. But it was something they looked at, the everything on my finances. It was a comprehensive view of my finances. They helped put it together. But of course, I wasn't in the headspace at the time to really pay attention to what the person gave me. I would have been better served with a financial counselor or a financial coach. So you see, these are some of the things where we'll go to someone for help, but really they're not the best person to help you at that point in your financial journey. So again, for the basics, you want to go to a financial coach, a financial counselor. The financial planner, so many of them are, well, not many, a few of them are also licensed to recommend and or sell you financial products, such as mutual funds and annuities. So the one thing I would want to say when you go to a financial planner is make sure you're going to a fee only, not fee based, but a fee only financial planner, because a fee based may be on commission. And what is their incentive? What is their incentive to sell you the annuity? How many people do you know who bought annuities, who've been told they need annuities, and really what they really needed was some guidance on their basic personal finance? But because the financial planner was fee-based and their incentive was to make a commission, they did not serve that client in the best, with their best interest. When you're looking at a financial planner, you want to look at a certified financial planner professional, or a CFP. That person has gone through rigorous testing. They are required to have at least to have 6,000 financial professional activities, hours of activities, um, or hours of financial professional activities. They are required, or 4,000 apprentice hours. So that's, you're looking at about a 5-year window to become a financial planner, because you have to have the education, you have to have the the experience, and you have to be tested. You're going to go through a rigorous test, or exam, I should say, because an exam is a higher standard than a test. You're going to go through a rigorous exam to be able to serve your clients. And you have to have, you are required to serve with fiduciary, in a fiduciary way. You have to serve your client as a fiduciary, meaning the client's best interest comes before your interest. So that's one of the reasons you want to go to a fee only, because they're charging a set fee. They're going to serve you based on that fee. You know, they're not going to say, well, if you give me $100, I can only do this. If you give me 200, I can do this much more. They have a set fee to serve your financial needs. A fee base, again, may end up with, wanting to sell you products because they make a commission. All right, before I go to the next one, let's see if there are any question. And Chandra is saying here, a person's values, very important. Yes, they are very important, because you can't serve a client outside of who they are, or you shouldn't serve a client outside of who they are. We have so many people, this industry is so messed up, because some of them, the certifications are not accredited, or they're not monitored, and people are serving based on what they think, rather than some structure or some rules or some regulation. And because of that, there are people who are being messed up when it comes to their finances. They are not being served in their best interest. So we want to make sure that when we serve our clients, we are serving their best interest. There are times when we may have to say, listen, I think you need my service, but you're not ready for it. I'm going to send you to a financial therapist, which is the next one I'm going to talk about, because a financial therapist is going to help you, maybe get you your headspace to where you can actually look at your numbers. So let's talk about the financial therapist. And I know that Dr. Chandra is one, so she can probably help me out here. The role of a financial therapist is to use therapeutic techniques to address the emotional, behavioral, and psychological aspects of our behavior with money. Money is emotional. Money is just a tool. But the problem, where the problem comes in, is because we're so emotionally tied to our money and our behaviors around money. So a financial therapist can help address those emotional, behavioral, and psychological aspects of our behavior around money. They help serve those with avoidant issues with money. There are people who don't want to look at their bills. They don't want to look at how much they owe. I've had a client tell me, I don't want to know how much I owe on my credit cards. And how do you help that client? At the time, this was years ago, at the time, I was trying to use reason to help her understand why she needed to understand or know how much she owed. But a financial therapist would have looked on the underlying behaviors, the underlying beliefs. They'll be able to help that client unearth, pull out why they're thinking the way they think. And the financial therapist, many financial therapists are also financial counselors or financial coaches. And that's great, because now you're melding the practical with the emotional and behavioral, and that helps you really look at the whole client. Most financial therapists start from being a licensed psychologist, a licensed therapist, a licensed social worker. For example, a licensed master social worker may also be an accredited financial counselor. And that's awesome. And I think Dr. Chandra Parks, who is in the comments, is I know she is one of her certifications is a licensed master social worker. And I know Dr. Audrey is also a licensed social worker. I don't know that she's interested in coming on the financial side. Come on the wild side, Dr. Audrey. But it will, being accredited in both of those areas will help the client in emotional and then also the practical aspects of the personal finance field. So again, what are my needs and my financial goals, and who provides those services? That's where we want to start. Not who is a CFP, not who is an AFC, not who is all those alphabet soup, but what are my needs? What are my financial goals? And then when I realize, okay, I need a budget, then I can start with a financial counselor. If a financial counselor thinks you need maybe a financial therapist to help you because your issue is deeper than needing a budget, then they will refer you to a financial therapist. Or if the financial counselor is also certified as a financial therapist, they'll be able to provide service in both of those areas. So the most important thing is not the person's title or the alphabet soup behind their names, but their qualifications, their training. How are they accredited? What is their experience? Are they certified? What is the certifying organization? What kind of reputation does that have? What kind of type of services they provide? You want to do some digging, because again, there are a lot of people who are walking around with titles that they've given themselves without proper training. And you won't, if you are blessed enough to find someone who is trained in multiple areas, then that person will definitely serve you in, you're going to get even better service because they'll be able to look at your entire picture. So instead of you meeting one person and being referred to another one, they're able to serve you in all those capacities. So again, a counselor helps with immediate financial issues. A coach helps with keeping you on track longer term. A planner helps with building wealth, while a therapist helps with underlying emotional, psychological, and behavioral issues around money to really help you develop emotional resilience when it comes to your money. And within each of these roles, or within each of these professionals, they could be certified for even specialized fields like debt, certified with housing, certified with helping senior cares, or any of that. So I hope that's been helpful. Now we're going to look at some different scenarios and kind of figure out how to apply the how this client will be better served. How will they be served? Who is one of maybe the best person to serve them? So the first scenario, and I'll just put it up here on the screen. The first scenario is, let's say there's a client that needs to buy a house. They need to create an emergency fund, and they need to set up for retirement. This client may want to see a financial counselor or a financial coach to be able to get set up, to look at their numbers, to help them on their path to buying the house and to creating an emergency fund. But they definitely need to see a planner to set up their retirement, because a financial planner, not a planner, a financial counselor and a financial coach can educate you on the retirement, the tools that is used in your retirement plan. But the financial planner is qualified to set up those retirement plans. They're qualified to set up the 401k. They're qualified to set up the 403b and all of those things. They're qualified to be able to set up those things. So let's look at scenario 2. And if you have any scenarios that you want to throw in the chat, let's do that. Scenario 2 is, here's a client who can't seem to stop shopping, even when she doesn't really need anything. And I've known people like this. Her parents always fought about money, and her mom's way of dealing with stress was to go clothes shopping. So what does this client learn? That when there is stress, when there is problems, my solution is to go shopping. this client does need a financial counselor or a financial coach to help them manage their money, because more than likely they're going to mess up their money. But even before that, deeper than that, they need a financial therapist who is going to help them understand the why around their financial behavior, why they behave this way. So when a financial therapist is able to help you understand that, then they can help you with coping skills. Because if you've learned this habit over years and years and years, it's not going to just go away. It's a matter of, how can I bring balance back to my life? And how can I learn coping skills to be able to not go shopping? What are some things that I can use in place of going shopping? What are some things that I can use to deal with the stress that I'm under, to deal with this emergency that I'm facing, instead of just going to spend money that I don't have, and going shopping? So I hope those things have been helpful. If anyone has any questions, I would love to entertain your questions at this time. Just to give a quick summary, a financial coach is going to help you keep things on track. A financial counselor is going to help you with your immediate financial issues, like managing your debt. For example, a planner is going to help you with building wealth, while a therapist is going to help you with those emotional, psychological, and behavioral issues around money. And just again, a reminder that within these roles, there are people who have certifications, just like in the college, where the college is accredited, and then you have certificates in the college, different certificates that are offered the same way. Some people are certified in specific areas, and they can address these areas for you. So let me see, there's a comment in here. And Chandra is saying here, our mental health therapist, if there's an addiction, because I know that Dr. Chandra, I know she also works with Gamblers Anonymous or some organization like that, where she helps those who are addicted to gambling. So that's a behavior that's going to destroy your money. So there are mental health therapists who will help you with an addiction, and then she will also, as a therapist, she's also going to help you with the financial aspect, because it's not just, you can't just treat the addiction, you have to treat also, now help them understand the money, how they're managing their money, because their money is messed up. And Dr. Audrey is saying, these financial role distinctions are well defined and explained. Great job on educating me on these different specialties. Thank you very much. I did a lot of research because I'm very familiar with the financial counselor role, because that is my role. But I had to do some research to really understand the different roles, because there have been people who've come to me as a financial counselor, and they're dealing with a lot of emotional things. And I've had to say to them, I need to serve you, but you're not ready for my service right now. I've said this many times on this show. There are people who come to me and I'm not ready. They're not ready for the financial counseling part. They really need to see a therapist first to really understand why they behave the way they do. Because I can help you with a budget. I can help you with your debt. But if your behavior has not changed, you go right back to where you were. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I invite you to also watch this next video, which is going to be the fastest way. Let me make sure I'm pointing the right way. Fastest way to build your credit, or easy ways to establish credit. This video is going to be linked up here when YouTube has finished rendering the episode. You're going to also see it up here. So it's going to be in two places. You click on that link so you can learn fastest ways to build your credit and to establish credit if you have not done so. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me today. And I will see you next Sunday when I will have a guest on this episode. And I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about yet. We're still defining that. So come join us next Sunday and let's talk about money. Okay, before I wrap up, let me see. There's a comment. Oh, this was helpful. Thank you, Dr. Chandra. Everyone take care, and I will see you next Sunday.